Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jordan Sharp, and today we're going to be looking at how those odds have been acting out for the game between the Tennessee Titans and the Philadelphia Eagles. How you doing today, my man?
Doing good, Dex. Thanks for having me back.
All righty, brother. My pleasure. Now, Mettenberger really didn't look that bad against the Steelers. Granted, he did have that secondary that needs a ton of work on the Steelers side. But, you know, for a rookie to come out in the fashion that he did on a Monday night primetime event was pretty amazing in my opinion. Now, I'm guessing that the complete opposite can be said about what Mark Sanchez did. But anyways, here we have, we're looking at this matchup, and odds makers at BOL opened this one in favor of the Eagles at 10.5 points, while the others decided, you know, that 10.5 was a bit too low and posted it at opening line at minus 12.5. Now, as of now, with the exception of 5 dimes and maybe a few handful of other books, the line can be found at 11. Now, if the Eagles weren't playing the way that they have been, and if they weren't, and if it weren't for their offensive production, I'd kind of be wary of that line, especially after watching how Mettenberger actually played against the Steelers' weak D. And, well, we all know that the Phillies' D ain't much better. Now, what do you think about this one, man? Could we actually see that line go back up to 12 or maybe even 12.5?
Yeah, it seems like I don't know how much it's going to rising. It looks like 11 might be the number, but then again, you know, you could see a little bit of money, you know, to come in on the Philadelphia Eagles here late in the week, which could push that line up. But, you know, it doesn't seem like the books have been following 5 dimes, which is the book that does have this at 12.5 right now. So I really can't, you know, I just think that at some point you're going to be seeing the Titans as a better play if you get the lineup to that much. I mean, let's take, for instance, you, Dex, like what would be the number for where you would start to consider the Tennessee Titans here?
Oh, I'm taking them at 11. I mean, I really don't think that they're that bad of a team right now. And the way that I saw Mettenberger play last Monday night, I mean, I think that the kid's pretty good. I mean, he definitely needs a little bit more help around him on the offensive side of it all. But I think that that's pretty much their recipe to actually start getting a little better. Right now, 11 for me is fine. I'd even go maybe 10.5. I mean, I'm not going to push it much for 10, but 11 for me is pretty good right now.
It doesn't seem like a bad bet at all on the surface of things. I kind of saw this game, and I was very surprised to see that it was, you know, this high and the second highest spread of the entire week. So, you know, I personally don't think I'm touching either side of it, but the Philly defense is not that good right now, and their offensive line has obviously been shaky all year. So if Tennessee can just run the ball, get some sort of pass rush, and Zach Mettenberger play well, you're absolutely right. I think 11 points is probably a pretty good value here, but I just can't see. I think because of that, I just can't see it going up anymore throughout the week. I think I would be surprised if it went up more than a half point by the time Sunday's kickoff happens.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that point, but I do feel that people aren't putting their trust that much in Tennessee right now, and I do think that we might see a little bit of movement when people start getting to this game, you know, on game day, and start putting a little bit more money on the Eagles. I mean, yeah, granted, they're with Mark Sanchez and all, but, you know, overall, he hasn't looked that bad if you actually put it in perspective. I mean, obviously, we have to discard everything that he did with the Jets, but right now, I mean, he does have that type of synergy with the team. I mean, he's not throwing to Macklin. He's not throwing, to Jeremy Macklin. He's throwing to Williams, so that actually should be a little bit better for the team because, you know, he's a second or third wide receiver in the team. So at least I see it from there that we might see a little bit more action. But you're totally right. I mean, the opposite could completely happen, and, you know, people can start having a little bit of faith in Zach Mettenberger. I don't know, man. At least that's the way I see it right now.
Yeah, I think you could be right. This is an interesting game, but it's just I think there's a lot of unknown personally for me just in where this line, you know, is going to settle if indeed that's the case. So yeah, I think it probably might be for me to lay off. An interesting bet though might be the over at 48.5. The total's not a bad wager right now. If indeed your theory comes true and Mettenberger has a pretty good game here, because neither one of these defenses is going to stop anybody. So
exactly, yeah, actually that sounds really good.
I think I maybe actually a little bit better wager for me than the spread. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to talk you out of plus 11 on the Titans.
All right, sweet, my man. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to talking again some more football next week, man.
All right, Dax, thanks.
No problem. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.